TYFU. We did forget to tell you about it. And, you know, that just happens sometimes.
I am grateful for the very nice things you had to say about me because it was entirely a surprise. I believe the subject had come up.
We did not tell you at all.
And
yeah.
Well, I think that it may have been mentioned in passing.
Maybe.
But I found out from social media the same way as a common listener would find out. It was not, I think, your first experience being on a podcast that was not your own.
It was not. We have guests. Both Beth and I have guest starred. And, you know, Beth would chime in here, but we're recording without telling Beth.
Yes.
So
yes.
The tables are turning.
Well, because Beth went on vacation, and if you're going to go on vacation, then things are going to happen when you're not. The whole world does not come to a screeching halt.
Just because Beth leaves the town.
Yeah, I mean, it should.
It should. But also, we have a podcast to make. We have a season to craft.
And it's a season that has been delayed for a variety of reasons.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think that you do. We certainly hinted at it by directly saying in explicit terms.
Yes, I was giving birth to twins, and I since have done that.
Yes, I have met them for the first time, and they are a delight.
They're in the other room. So if any of you listeners at home maybe perchance hear the whimper of a babe, it is probably one of mine. We're not in the Red Room studio.
Yes, we are in the Treetop studio here on the your palatial abode above Main Street in Geneva, New York. It's a nice view. You got a view of the lake.
But here we are we're kicking off this season on June 1st.
June 1st.
Because I felt that was important because our first episode ever was dropped on June 1st.
It is really difficult to believe. It has been a while.
It has.
In fact, we are just shy of 3 years.
Oh, my
By the time
God.
This drops, it's 3 years
That's
of
crazy.
TYFU.
That's crazy.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Kelly. Wouldn't it be nice if Beth was here to reminisce with us?
Well, I mean, you know, Beth has a very busy social schedule, and Geneva is not enough to contain Beth.
It's not, which is why she's out sprinkling TYFU cards all over Salem, Massachusetts. All right, so what are we doing here without Bethany Haswell?
Well, we teased the fact that you did another podcast, and they have kindly offered to allow us to put that on our feed.
Which is exciting because then I'll listen to it. No.
And you won't listen to it any more than you listen to any of your own episodes.
True. I will listen to snippets, and I don't know. I got to dig into why I don't listen to these. But I enjoyed it thoroughly. It was a great conversation.
I enjoyed it thoroughly. And I was the one sitting there saying, wait a minute. They're in somebody else's studio.
Yeah. And
being produced by somebody else.
Chris had a lava lamp in his studio.
I can't really take any kind of responsibility for the surroundings because we have recorded forever in the Red Room studio, which is impeccably decorated by Beth. We are now in the Treetop studio,
in my studio,
which is, I may say, decorated in early parenthood.
Yes. I like how this makes it sound like Beth and I both have in-home studios, and we're those kinds of ladies. We are those kinds of ladies. But yes, I'm just saying maybe you should get a travel lava lamp. But yeah, it was a lovely conversation. We were in the beautiful Trumansburg, New York, recording this episode with Chris, and he has this wonderful podcast about the Finger Lakes.
And cool people therein.
Yes. Yeah. And we were honored to be considered cool enough to be on the Cool People in the Finger Lakes podcast. You didn't make the cut, but Beth and I'm just used barely.
To that. Too bad for Kelly Walker.
But Beth and I made it down there. We enjoyed the lava lamp. Fun fact, I was very pregnant at this point. I want to say we recorded in January and the babies came in February. But I was also recovering from a cold, and I don't know if this is interesting information, but it could be relatable to someone out there. Massive coughing fit in the middle of it. Had to get up and leave.
Oh, no.
Yep, just had to get up and leave. And it was the kind of coughing fit where you know that it's not going to stop. You know it's going to start and it's not going to stop. And so I like politely, while choking, excused myself. And then I went upstairs and coughed my guts out in their kitchen. And just, you know when you're recovering from a cold and you're coughing so much that you're like, maybe I'm going to vomit.
Yes, I have been there. It's horrible, and I have been there.
I was that many months pregnant, coughing my guts out, thinking maybe I'm going to go into labor. maybe this is the moment. But it didn't happen, and I came back composed, and I don't think anyone knew that it happened, really. I mean, or at least they were nice enough to tell me that they couldn't hear it.
Can you imagine how good that episode would be if, you know, having told the story of the opening of the Rochester store and the misadventure that ensued, could you imagine telling the story of we went to do a podcast and I gave birth on the host's kitchen floor?
Yeah, I would have. It's probably another divine intervention that didn't happen, because I would be unbearable. I would talk of nothing else. It would be my one story for the rest of my life. And that's that. Your
doula would have been very, very disappointed.
No, she would have been thrilled because she was coming from Ithaca. So it would have been way closer.
Oh, wow. She really could have been there in time.
She could have been there in no time.
So what we're describing is a missed opportunity.
Yes, but it's fine. Maybe next time. Maybe next time.
Well, I thought that the show was a delight to listen to. The episode was a delight to listen to. I'm going to be listening to more episodes of the podcast because I was charmed by the fact, and you will hear this in the episode, that both of you brought a certain looseness to the environment.
Just
you got
a general unseriousness. Yes, we bring that almost everywhere we go. And yes, I hope that we enjoyed it so much, we wanted to put it on our feed. It was such a lovely conversation. And I hope that everybody listening will go and check out their podcast. Yeah. You can stream it wherever you get a podcast.
You can subscribe anywhere. I got it on my usual feed, but any podcast catcher that you use, any streaming service that you use for your podcast, you're going to find it. And it's another quality Finger Lakes production. We're kind of an epicenter of podcasting.
So yes, the name of this podcast that we were sneaking off to participate in without you.
Two-timing
with, yes, even some would say. It's called Finger Lakes Flow.
That's a good name.
It is. And they have all kinds of episodes. They have one that I listened to mostly about a film producer, I believe, that was quite intriguing. It was intriguing enough for me to listen to most of it. And that is saying something.
Yeah, that's you haven't listened to most of any one of our episodes.
Correct. I rattle them off and I move on to the next one.
You know what really caught my attention? I'm scrolling through the list of episodes and I didn't recognize the majority of the names of the guests.
Oh.
And I like that because it just means that our little region is just filled with interesting people I have not yet met. Yes, brimming with interesting people that I have not yet met.
And you can meet them, you listener at home can meet them by listening to Finger Lakes Flow.
That's certainly how I'm going to get to know them.
That's right. And so, yeah, we take a crack at it and chit-chat a little bit about what we do. And it was a lot of fun.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Beth, wish you were here.
Wish you were here.
I remember the day you were in my store. We were sitting around.
You remember the day?
I remember the day
Dang.
where we're like, I remember saying out loud, we should have a podcast. It came from Merlin and I developing a friendship over the years of both running businesses in Geneva and being able to relate kind of profoundly about what that's like.
I think we both felt that what was lacking in the small business community was a place to sort out, unpack those really petty little things that kind of pile up. And yeah, there was nobody talking about, okay, what do you do if you really need this customer to come in and spend money, but you can't stand them?
We needed a safe space to complain to talk about difficult customers or rude customers or bad reviews
or those things that come up that just don't seem like a big enough deal to go and find a small business self-help book. It was a good outlet for us. So we thought maybe there's more people out there like us. So yeah, that's how it started.
Hello, I'm Colleen Dunn.
And I'm Christopher Christensen.
And you're listening to Season 3 of the FLX Flow podcast.
Conversations with people in the Finger Lakes region of central New York. In this episode, we met with Bethany Haswell and Marilla Gonzalez, small business owners in Geneva, New York, and the hosts of the TYFU Thank You for Understanding podcast. The two started the podcast as a much-needed platform where they, along with other small business owners, could commiserate and share their many heartwarming, humorous, and bizarre stories that come with owning and managing small businesses. We learned about some of the challenges and successes that they have experienced, Bethany in her eclectic boutique Stomping Grounds, and Marilla in her refill store, Marilla's Mindful Supplies. We also had an opportunity to look behind the curtain of the TYFU podcast. We learned about the process of producing this entertaining and insightful show, and we also discussed our collective goals and aspirations as podcast hosts. We definitely approached some very interesting subject matter, and we want to give you the heads up that the E on this episode is there for a reason. We're also fairly certain that this episode contains more laughter than any FLX Flow episode to date. Please consider where you are listening and who else is listening with you. Enjoy. You were off today. You both had the day off.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Nice.
Yep. Today's Sunday.
Is it like a thing in Geneva that everybody takes Mondays off? Is it like T-Burg?
Yeah, I think at this point we've bullied everyone into closing on Monday.
Well, my store was open.
I'm still working on that.
Allowed other people to run it for me, which was scary. But after 16 years, I'm glad to try to grab myself a 5-day work week. So
nice.
Wow.
I'm trying Mondays off in 2026.
And how's that feeling? Is today the first Monday
Today
off?
was the first Monday off.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Here we are.
Nice.
Yeah.
The store didn't burn down as far as I know.
Who knows? You'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
Today it's none of your business.
That's tomorrow's problem.
I like that. Today, it's none of your business.
None of your business.
It's a new slogan.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do that none of your business part, but like, let it go. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard. I'm learning.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to relinquish some control. Mm-hmm. Marilla and I both tend to mother our employees a little bit, and I feel like I've got to stop that.
You gotta let them have a house party every now and again if they're going to.
If you come back to the store with the place of shambles and
you know who to cut.
My sister who was working today.
Exactly.
we'll have to check back in after this episode comes out, which will be like sometime in May or June.
I don't know. I might have to call tomorrow.
Right.
Find out.
Yeah, that's right. We can edit it in later.
That's right.
I guess before we dive into things, I said this in the last episode too, I always get nervous when somebody says, okay, let's go around the room and introduce ourselves. But for our podcast listeners, you want to tell us a little bit about who you are before we jump into all the questions we have for you.
Sure. My name is Marilla Gonzalez, and I own Marilla's Mindful Supplies. We are a refill shop located in Geneva, New York, and Rochester, New York, where you can find plastic-free alternatives to everyday items. And I'm also one of the hosts of TYFU Pod, a podcast about small business.
And I'm Marilla's co-host. My name is Bethany Haswell. I run a shop in Geneva called Stomping Grounds. And it is an eclectic shop with new and used books, gift items, and we also offer custom framing services.
Thank you.
I have a question already.
I know you do. That's why I looked at you. I just could feel it from over there.
So, Marilla, what do you mean by refill shop?
So you take your conventional idea of a co-op. I think you guys have Green Star down here.
Sure
Yes, we love a Green Star. And they have beautiful bulk sections where you can refill your pantry products, some personal care, some cleaning products. We kind of take that idea and we push it to the absolute limit and say, okay, can we refill our deodorant? Can we refill our toothpaste tablets? We kind of go through every room and routine and look at what's packaged in plastic or single use and challenge ourselves to find an alternative that is plastic free or not single use. And so we've created a space where you can find pantry products and personal care and home care and cleaning and lifestyle products that are all ethically sourced, mindfully sourced, and plastic free.
All right. What about dental floss or those dental picks, I think they're called?
That's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. Do you love them?
No. I mean,
don't.
No.
Okay, well,
My point is that
we're good.
Can you find an alternative?
So the short answer is yes, you can. They are making some out of plant-based materials, and there are some promising plant-based plastics out there that I do think we should be saying yes to a point for some things. Do I think the dental flossers are one of the things that we absolutely need it for? I don't know. Check back with me later. But they are coming up with some compostable options that will break down even in a home compost. I don't have them just because they take so long to break down. You're still going to be dealing with some microplant plastics in your compost for a while. So what we offer is compostable silk floss or compostable plant floss. And then we have some metal flossers that kind of mimic that action of a floss pick. You kind of thread it through and then you've got your pick.
Okay, well, that's cool.
I know.
That is an alternative.
It's not the handiest if you're a car flosser, but if you're flossing at home, it works. It does the trick.
Well, I like that.
I want to know more about your dental hygiene.
Yeah, are you a car flosser, Colleen?
I am not a car
Me
flosser. I just use the old school, right? And comes out
around your finger. Wrap it around your finger. Me too.
Yes. However, I have had some suggestions. You should get the bloody-do. And I am like, no, because what is it? One use and you throw it away. I start to get like anxious over that.
Right.
And number one. And number two, I often see them in the street or
in the parking lots from the car flossers. I'm telling you.
And
I've got it out for the car flossers. Clearly.
This is the first time I've ever heard the reference to car flosser, and now I know
like,
more.
are you a car flosser, Colleen?
I'm going to write it down in my book.
Colleen, you're in the clear. You got a good check next to your
You
name.
and I
You
will
are
be
not
having a
car
conversation afterwards. No.
Yeah, it is. And we also, I mean, not for nothing, but those little floss picks are usually a little more expensive than the old fashioned wrap it around your finger. And we are very practical Polly's and frugal Frans over at Marilla's. So if I can offer a more accessible, plastic-free, eco-friendly option, I'm probably going to opt for that over something that's a little more pricey. So yeah, we don't have floss picks right now, but I keep my eyes peeled. Because even though I don't agree with the car flossers, they deserve floss too.
And you still are looking out for them.
We're here for them too.
I appreciate that. Because that's something that it just drives me nuts.
Yeah.
I don't care for it.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. I digress.
Sorry.
It's really, the show is not usually all about me.
We are open tomorrow too, so you could come when you check on Beth's store. You can stop in and we'll help you out.
That's excellent.
Well, that's one of the things is, Colleen, you keep saying you're going to go visit places with me, and we've done none of that. And Geneva's a lovely town with lots of great places to eat.
And not too far away.
No.
Yes.
And good places to visit
Yes.
like Stomping Grounds and Marilla's Mindful Supplies. Are we going to make this happen?
We are going to make it happen.
Okay, I'm holding you to it.
I know.
All right.
Good luck. I never go anywhere. Beth does.
I'm trying to.
I've been to both of your store locations.
Oh, yes. You met
and had
Heather.
a great time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Before we go completely off the rails, which we often do.
We do.
That's fine.
As evidenced from the last 5 minutes or so. What inspired you to start TYFU?
Take it away, Beth.
I remember the day you were in my store. We were sitting around.
You remember the day?
I remember the day
Dang.
where we're like, I remember saying out loud, we should have a podcast.
As we all say sometimes.
As everyone else has said. As Marilla said, everyone over 40 has said that at some time.
And here are 4 people in the same room who actually did it.
That's right.
Yeah, I think it came from Marilla and I developing a friendship over the years of both running businesses in Geneva and being able to relate kind of profoundly about what that's like in ways that you can't necessarily talk to other people about, in particular, the challenges of running a small business, problems that come up that you're not sure how to solve yourself, and you wish you had a community that you could, tap into and help solve.
And so many of them, I think, were petty challenges.
Yes,
you know what I
petty.
mean? Yeah, like that sounds like I'm talking. Are we allowed to swear on this?
Oh, yeah,
podcast?
we'll put the big E.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, great. It sounds like I'm talking shit about our podcast, but I think we both felt that what was lacking in the small business community was a place to sort out, unpack those really petty little things that kind of pile up and make you crazy, and then you go to see if there's any content out there about it, and it's all like how to be a millionaire with your small business, how to make, I don't know, just grow,
That's
grow,
not our
grow,
podcast,
grind. And yeah, there was nobody talking about, okay, what do you do if you really need this customer to come in and spend money, but you can't stand them?
I think it was like we needed a safe space to complain to.
Yeah.
To talk about difficult customers or rude customers or bad reviews or, all these.
Or the water heater breaking,
yes.
or those things that come up that just don't seem like a big enough deal to go and find a small business self-help book. But we wanted we enjoyed talking about it with each other, and it was a good outlet for us. So we thought maybe there's more people out there like us. So yeah, that's how it started.
All right. And how did you meet each other? I mean, obviously you both have small businesses in Geneva, but do you remember the day that you crossed paths?
I don't.
I don't think I do either, but I was just a baby.
Yeah, Merle's much younger than me.
So much younger
she
than
likes
Beth.
to point that out frequently.
I was just a baby working for my cousin around the corner from Stomping Grounds. And
What was the place you were working at?
It was called Mother Earth Natural Foods, and it was similar to a co-op traditional health food store. And I worked around the corner from Beth for many years, and I would pop in because her store has a multitude of curiosities that enticed me at that time. And I'm trying to think what my first impression of you, Beth.
Beautiful, intelligent.
Maybe
Striking.
that you didn't like women. No.
Oh, that's a story from our podcast.
I remember that part on the one
gosh.
episode. Yeah.
Standoffish, didn't like women. No. No. Really, truly, I thought, okay, this woman has a great shop, and I felt like it had intention, and it was inspiring to me as someone who was interested in retail. And I started talking to Beth, and she probably didn't have time to talk to me, but through the years,
Get away from me, kid.
yeah, come talk to me when you're older.
We'll do a podcast together.
It just kind of snowballed.
Yeah,
I
you
think.
get to know each other. I mean, any group of small business owners in any small town depends on each other, gets to know each other, learns to support each other in different ways. And, it just kind of happened organically, I think, that our friendship developed.
Nice.
Yeah. Game recognizes game,
And how long has your shop been open, Stomping Grounds?
Stomping Grounds is about to have its 15-year anniversary.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
And when is that?
It'll be March, or it was March.
Wait,
Depending on March 2026, it'll be 15 years.
your shop's anniversary is the same as your birthday month? Mm-hmm.
That's how I remember it.
My shop's anniversary is the same as my birthday month.
No kidding.
That's a hot tip for anybody looking to start a small business. Open it in your birthday month. You won't have any time to spend on your own enjoyment. It's all about the store.
Yeah, so it's been a while. Before that, I had a different store that we sometimes talk about on TYFU. And then Marilla's been at it 5 years now? On your own.
Six. I think we turned 6. Don't quote me on that. I got to look at the history books. I think we turned 6 in 2025. And so we're heading into the 7th year.
Congrats.
And what was your
number
other
7.
store?
I had a bookstore in Palmyra for many years. And long story, made my way down to Geneva and started a kind of a spin on the bookstore.
Because people in Geneva couldn't read. So she needed to bring the
That's what I was-
bookstore to Geneva.
I was told that by someone.
That's my favorite thing.
Someone told you that,
To this day, I still can't read. No.
despite all the books that are right there available to
Despite
you.
Beth.
People have strong feelings about Geneva, both positive and sometimes negative. And another bookstore owner asked me why I would ever open in Geneva when nobody in Geneva can read. So
Wow.
I'm here to...
Prove that wrong.
Must be just a tourist buying
In
books. I don't
15
know.
years, she has taught the entire city to read.
Thank God for you, Bethany.
Incredible.
Single-handedly.
That's how great I am.
You were inspired by Riff back in the day. Do you remember Riff?
Oh, not at all.
Reading is fundamental.
No.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember the Riff program? Oh my gosh, yeah. They would show up in elementary school and they'd be like, oh, you wouldn't even know it was going to happen. They would just tell you, there are all these books. You're going to see them in the cafeteria and you got to pick one book.
Oh my gosh.
Is there a dog involved in that?
A dog? No, that was McGruff, the crime dog.
Okay. Well,
Very different thing altogether.
As a
Unless you were
home-
stealing the books, then he was coming to get you.
As a homeschool child, this all sounds like a strange operation.
I remember the bookmobile, but not this Riff business.
Yeah, it was pretty much kind of the same thing.
Okay.
We'll have to see if it still exists, but not now.
Not now.
But reading is fundamental.
Reading is fundamental. Thank you thank you, Bethany, for bringing reading to Geneva.
No problem.
Yeah. You heard it
The
here.
least I could do.
Right.
So how do you guys come up with your topics? Well,
Yeah.
Gosh, we have had a lot of topics over 3 seasons now. When we started, we were furiously scribbling down a list, afraid that we would run out of material. And so some of them are pre-planned. Some of them are near and dear to our heart as pet peeves that we've just been dying to talk about, or things that we wish people knew. Right, I would say.
Yeah, in the beginning, there was definitely some important things that we thought we wanted to talk about, like haggling was an early one.
Oh, bless.
Yeah.
Yep.
At this point, listeners
Yeah.
suggest topics to us.
We do have some good, we do have some topics that have been suggested. Some are great, some are less great, and the great ones are episodes. And the less great ones are going to be episodes for a slower season.
They're on the list.
And then sometimes it'll happen like the day
gosh, yes.
of
Yeah.
maybe an hour before we're supposed to record. Something happens to one of us, and we're like, this is the topic.
Let's
Brace yourself because
Nice.
we're doing this. And we just take a shot at it. And those are really fun because we don't have a lot of time to tip for me, because you don't have a lot of time to like overthink your takes. You're just kind of like
go. Raw.
raw
You're
in
raw.
the moment, reporting live.
off the
it's
top of your head type thing.
It's a mix, I would say.
So I will have to get permission from one of our previous guests as I ask you this question because it is a bizarre possibility for your podcast. Has a Brielle Woods? Brielle Woods? Can't think of her last name.
I'm thinking, I think it might be Wood.
Wood.
I'm not
Has
sure.
Brielle reached out to you? She's an inn owner in Owego, New York.
Oh, I heard your episode.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
But what I'm about to tell you next,
Belva.
the Belva
Yes.
Lockwood Inn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Has she reached out to you?
Well, possibly. I do have a TYFU pod email that I can't get into. So if you've
Okay.
reached out to mine and I haven't responded, I lost the password. And
As
you're
far
gonna
as I know, she hasn't
have
reached
to
out.
Okay.
get to Beth.
She has had an ongoing problem with people pooping in the bathrooms and missing the toilet in her inn to such a degree that she is constantly cleaning up the shower itself. And she was wondering how it is that all of this could happen. And I mean, did I tell you about this?
I think you did, yeah.
I mean, this gets gross. Are we okay to go into the
Listen,
gross place?
you're not saying anything that's shocking us.
Yeah, this might intrigue you. You're like, yeah, let's get her on the show.
Yeah.
She and her husband were she was cleaning up one of the rooms. I mean, this place is idyllic. It is beautiful. To stay there, go stay there. It is wonderful. She and her husband are amazing hosts. But one day she was cleaning up a room and she kept smelling poop.
Oh, and you never want that.
And they kept looking around to figure out what was
Especially
going on.
after you've cleaned.
Yes. Someone had gone in the tank. They had lifted the lid and left an upper decker, which I thought was just a legendary nonsense thing.
Fairy
just
tale.
lower. Totally true. And then one time I was walking down there recently and I saw her out on the street and I was like, hey, how you doing? She's like, what is wrong with people? I said, what's going on? She said, did somebody just back up and go on the wall? It's in the grout. It's all over the shower. And she's thought about starting a book. I said, you have to reach out to Bethany and Marilla.
Yes, she does. Yes,
Did
she
you
does.
hear the poop story on our podcast?
Was this the water fountain?
No.
Oh, no. When I drank poopy water?
Yeah, when you
No.
drank poopy. I remember that one.
Not that one.
No.
A different poop story.
Actually, the title of the episode is Game Recognizes Game.
Oh,
it's
is
on
it?
this. It's when I had the salesperson
You're
come in.
so good at that. Yeah.
What's the poop story?
Well,
I mean, since we're on the topic.
well, let me flip through the Rolodex of memory here. But the topic of the episode was when salespeople come into our stores to sell us things, when our main goal being in our stores is to sell other people things. So already there's a little bit of a conflict of interest. Right?
Tensions rise.
Yes. And then I ended up at the end of this episode telling a story of when a sales rep came in and
Oh, no.
I mistook her for a customer foolishly. And while she was kind of looking around, the man that she was with asked to use the bathroom. And I generally tried to discourage allowing people to use our bathroom for just this reason.
For just this reason.
Yes. But he was in the bathroom for quite a while she was in the store giving me a sales pitch. And I realized how badly I had miscalculated the situation. And what a terrible mistake I had made. So anyway, long story short, after they left, I avoided my bathroom for as long as I could. And when I finally went in, there was just poop everywhere. No. There was poop on the top of the back of the toilet and on the seat of the toilet. And
I've heard
Yeah.
the story and it still shocks
it's
me.
just like, I just don't understand it.
Did he not address the situation and say, I'm so sorry?
It was a hit and run.
It was a
It was a shit and run.
clever.
Sorry, guys.
But truly, I don't know of anyone who's ever had a public restroom who hasn't had some kind of horror story related to it.
Related to cleaning up strangers' poop.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so anyway, tell Brielle to call us.
to reach out. Okay, I will.
We want to talk poop.
But this is exactly the kind of thing that led us to have a podcast. You know,
Right.
these little annoying, gross, disgusting stories that there are no, nobody
like,
tells you about when you
it's
go to
not-
open your store.
Yeah, and it's not polite dinner conversation at Thanksgiving with your family. You're like, oh, what's going on with you? Just scrubbing poop. Just scrubbing strangers' poop. Don't you have a retail store? Yeah. Yep. That's what I do. It's just those things that it's hard to find a community sometimes. It can feel isolating.
Where do we go from here?
What's next on the list?
Right. Let's see. Something not, I'm sure, as funny.
I will say, but before we, you know what? The last episode, I really loved the fact that you and I were like scrambling to see who could get their question in first.
Yeah.
I beat you this time. I will say that when I came down to visit, I was super concerned that just showing up at either store might end up with, like, I might say something
You might
or
land
do
on the
something and I
podcast.
might end up on the podcast. And at the same time, I was like, really nervous and listening very intently, like, am I going to be the person who got picked? So I'm glad that I wasn't. I didn't do anything stupid.
Well, there are people who
maybe
are
I did.
true.
Nothing
We wrote it in our
memorable.
notebook. Keep listening.
Later, you thought you were okay.
No, there are customers who have become listeners who have become afraid that it's going to be them.
Which is not what we want.
No, of course not.
But at the same time,
That's half the
Mind your
fun.
business.
we don't want anyone to feel self-conscious listening to our podcast. However, I do appreciate the self-awareness
Yeah, I always
that it has brought to
tell
some
people,
people.
though, if you're the person who's worried that you're the person who's going to be on the podcast,
Don't shop.
You have nothing to worry about.
It's not you.
You're right.
If you're
probably not you.
self-aware enough to know that,
that we're human beings
Yes.
and we have a life and we might talk about you on the podcast.
and not to poop in
Yeah, I was
random
just gonna say,
places.
the poop goes in the toilet.
in the toilet, then
You're
you're
one of
pretty
those
As long as
people.
you know that, you're not
You're
going to be on the
good.
podcast.
Yeah.
So
right. So yeah, I mean, it does take. I feel like it takes a lot to be a negative story on the podcast, but we also talk positively about our customers.
Occasionally,
too.
we say nice
Occasionally, we talk about the ones that do poop in the toilet.
Congratulations, customer 25 on Thursday. You did a good job.
Did a great job. No, we do try to keep it positive. We it's a balance. It's a balance, but there are some horror stories that make people shake in their boots, I think.
You want to share some of those?
Oh God, how am I going to top what
The
Beth
poop
just
story?
shared? The poop story. I mean, oh gosh, if we really want to get into horror, we have had the first customer I ever had to ban from my store was a 93-year-old man who wanted my employee to help him get a boner.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And it was
First
just
time I
so
ever had to ban a
uncomfortable.
customer. 93 years old, beloved grandpa figure. Yep. Didn't see that coming. Didn't see that coming a mile away. So like there's an example of a true horror story that took 2 episodes to unpack. And ended up being a really interesting, I mean, for as, crazy and as many jokes as there could be made about that, it was just an awful, inappropriate thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was interesting to see who that resonated with in the small business community and how many people could relate to experiences that were like
super cringe and
that
uncomfortable and
horrible.
inappropriate.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of that's one of the horror stories that
Although
has.
we did laugh a lot.
Oh, it was.
And it
It
turned
is a
into
funny episode.
two-parter. And
Which episode is that? So if,
It's called. Oh gosh, what are they? It's 2 episodes.
it's crushes is the topic.
Crushes.
okay.
Crushes, and really the topic was dealing with those customers that come in and develop a crush when you might develop a crush.
I remember hearing this one.
Yes,
Yeah.
what do you do with that? Sometimes it's innocent, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's cute, sometimes you get banned.
Do not start crushing on the shop owner.
Line. It's a fine line between flattery and inappropriate behavior. But, I think sometimes people will hear stories like that and they'll be like, oh my God, I hope that I'm not like that. I'm like, yeah, no, I think you're safe if you're not. I think if you're not acting like this 93-year-old man, you're good. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, there's...
So it's tough
doozies.
and sometimes very serious topics. We had one of our listeners ask us to do an episode on death when customers pass away. And we managed to laugh all the way through that one too. But it was like...
Party hard.
It was serious and meaningful and I think relatable to a lot of listeners. And that was one of my favorite episodes because...
It would be.
Yeah.
And do you mean pass away just in general, not in the store?
Not in the store yet.
Not
please.
yet. Not
yet,
on
she
wood,
says.
guys.
To knock on.
Let's not.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Yeah, no.
But I do know actually a server who had a customer have a heart attack at the table. So, like, this is this stuff that happens.
Yeah.
And then you just
But
gotta
then
go back to
who
work.
do you talk about it with? How do you talk about it? What
therapist.
What does it mean, if anything? It's a stranger to you, but
Right.
it's still meaningful.
Yeah.
So, I mean, not to make the podcast TYFU feel too heavy, because we do try to
God
keep
forbid.
it light.
Yeah.
But it's both serious and silly at the same time.
Yeah. So it's a balance of horror stories and wholesome stories.
And hilarious stories.
The one that really sticks out, there are two that stick out for me. The one was the person that you had at your store, Marilla, where she was looking through everything and she said something to you like, you have such nice things here. It's too bad they don't sell them at places where people shop.
It's so true.
You said,
She
what?
didn't buy anything either.
She was like, like Walmart or Target or something like that.
And she was physically in my store with her wallet. And she was like, oh, I love this concept. I wish everybody would shop like this and plastic free. And we really need to get these things in like stores where people actually shop. What?
Wow.
Wait a minute. Let me unpack this. I think it's a compliment. Yeah, no, okay. So that one stood out.
Yeah.
That one, yep.
And Bethany, the people who said that their car had been stolen and you called the police for them, and then they realized that they had actually parked on a different street, and then they left you just waiting for the police officer and just disappeared.
Yeah, that was a funny one.
Oh, bless those kids. I hope they're doing okay these days.
And what was it? There was a string of Kias that had been stolen at some point or something like that?
Oh my God, yeah. So nobody's died in my store, but I did have someone the Kia boys, look it up or don't, but they were striking in Rochester, New York, and Kias were easy to steal or are easy to steal. Didn't hear it from me. But my longtime customer who had been shopping with us in our first location for years. We opened our second location in the big city. She came up with her cousin. They were so excited. They shopped around. And while they were shopping, the Kia boys stole their Kia.
Wow.
Yep. So we just made a cup of tea, as one does, and watched her little GPS go all over the city.
Wow.
And
This is where I'm saying my wow.
yeah, wow.
Yeah. Got it in there.
Yeah,
for
and
good.
so I felt so bad because I was like, it's such a cute neighborhood we're in. It feels just like Geneva. It's so homey. It's so nice. And oh, by the way, your car's been stolen. So sorry about that. But she still shops with us. She's a very nice lady. Shout out to Sarah.
Not
Nice.
holding Marilla responsible.
I haven't seen her cousin whose car it was, but Sarah's been great.
Just have trouble getting to your store now.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah, never a dull moment.
How about the episode where the guy thought that the dog treats were some nefarious?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
The audacity of men, let me tell you. Yes, he was crushing on an employee, and then he got mad that and he would always bring this employee gifts. And then another man brought my employee gifts, and he was furious because he thought that other man was bringing my employee weed and that she was dealing drugs in my store.
And he was eavesdropping, right? I mean, he was
trying his best.
listening to what they were saying, and they were joking.
Yes, he just thought it was all just a big joke on me, but really he was just mad that
He was jelly.
He was just a little jelly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got a dressing down, which doesn't happen often. Normally, we just talk about it on the podcast. We don't have to actually confront. But there are some men that they act a fool enough that I have to go in and say, listen, you're not going to like what I have to do right now, but you've got to shape up or never come back.
Right. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
These are the things that people do not take into consideration.
No. I think when you're dreaming of your little small shop and you're dreaming of community in Main Street America, and you're like, I'm going to be a part of.
And all that is true.
It's all true. Mm-hmm. It's all true. You get the beautiful little window decorations, you get the wholesome, but you also get the creeps, you also get the kookies. I had a lady the other day come in and be like, can you help me? I've got bad energy. And I didn't know what to say. You don't know where that's going. Because it could be like, do you want a tea? Do you want a vitamin? And she's like, no. I mean like dark, bad, black juju energy.
And what'd you do?
I sent her to the shop around the corner. Beth. No.
I was just going to
Yeah.
There's a great shop. I bet there's a book that you'll be able to find for this. Stomping Grounds.
head there, right around the corner.
I did have a customer buy some art from our store because he told me that the demons in his house wouldn't like it.
Oh, yes.
And they would help get rid of them.
People just hit you with that kind of stuff, and you're like, all right, well, have a great day.
Right.
Good luck with that. I hope it helps.
Yes, exactly.
Buy two. They're on sale.
Buy two. Because sometimes that person comes in and there's no one in the store for hours, and you're like captive, like listening to them forever. But sometimes that person comes in and your store is full of people, and you're like, I want to give you the attention that you need because I think black bad juju energy sounds serious, but I also have a line of people behind you. So like, good luck, Godspeed. Let me know how it goes next. Like it feels weird sometimes, but yeah, it's all part of the, that's jazz. You know? That's showbiz.
Yeah. But I worry about that guy. Because
I would too.
Yes. But I hope he's not disappointed with the product is mostly what I worry about. You know?
Right. You hope you don't get a bad review.
Maybe it worked and it's all good.
Yes, I hope so.
Yeah. So, Bethany, what is it about your store that reflects your personality and who you are?
Well, I like to read, and there's a lot of books in there. And I like art, and there's a lot of art in there. So at the most basic level, I think those things reflect me. But I also tend to have a little bit of a kind of a dark academia vibe myself, and so the store reflects that too. You know, it's dark, and it's...
She really liked the death episode.
It's all starting to come together.
Yeah. But there's a lot of like nature in there too. Like there's plants and branches and flowers and things like that, and butterflies. And I don't know. This is a hard question for me. You wouldn't think it would be, but I just put stuff in it that I really like. And I think in that way it reflects who I am.
I agree.
Thanks, Marilla.
And how do you find the items that you want to sell in it?
A lot of the used and rare books find me. You know, customers bring things in that they want to sell or find new homes for. I do try to curate them pretty carefully, though. I like things that are very pretty. And I also like things that are affordable. I don't want it to be super high-end kind of luxury shop. I want it to be accessible, and I want pretty things to be for everyone. So, but other than that, the merchandise, it's just tons of catalogs and tons of scrolling and sometimes going to other shops and getting inspired by things, not local shops, everyone. Far away shops.
She goes to Marilla's Mindful Supplies and she starts scribbling down all the stuff I have.
But yeah, the hunting for things and then the arranging of things is my favorite part.
Ooh, that's fun. Yeah.
All right. And you hunt at home as well as outside of Geneva?
In terms of the merchandise that's on the shelves in the store, I don't usually leave the shop at this point to find the used and rare books. People usually bring them in. Mm-hmm. And then I do a lot of hunting in other shops outside of the Finger Lakes when I get a chance to travel.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, and online as well.
Yeah. All right.
Do you scoop? I'm Marilla, by the way. I have a question. Do you find that you are scooping up estate sales and things like that anymore?
No, not really.
It overwhelms me. Couldn't be me, but I know you found some good stuff through the years.
Yeah. But I don't like to push and shove. And if you're going to go to an estate sale and you get there early enough to get the good stuff, I just don't want to fight with people. So
maybe we should go together.
Yeah, you fight.
Sometimes I just need a little fight.
You chat with people and distract them.
Yes. All right. Stay tuned.
Right. You don't want to compete with them for the product.
I don't want to disparage any other booksellers or antique dealers, but some people can get really aggressive when they're trying to find good stuff, and I just don't like that energy, if you will.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, so I just wait till the universe brings me things, So that's how I roll.
Have you ever shoved somebody for something at an estate sale?
No, but I have been shoved. Yes, we should talk about that.
Okay, fine.
All right.
Well, sorry
Future
guys, we're going to save that
It's
for
okay.
our podcast.
That's okay. That's all right.
Beth will
We're
talk.
working things out here. Yeah.
I'm curious, as you were talking about, you could show up in an estate sale together or something along those lines. Have you ever considered getting some sort? I know you and I talked about it, Bethany, the lapel mics, so that you could go out in the field and have a conversation. I don't know, on the fly.
Field trips?
Yeah.
We have talked about this, and someday when we're not grinding so hard on our small businesses, maybe on Mondays now we'll do that, but we have not done that
This
yet.
hasn't come together yet, but we have talked about it. We've been invited to do it by other small businesses too.
That's true, and we also maybe that's kind of a fib though. We have done a couple spots that we have traveled for. We did a Halloween episode.
You and Kelly went, our producer, Kelly Walker.
Oh, yeah, we didn't invite Beth.
Yeah.
Never mind. Anyway, Kelly and I had a great time. We went to a haunted hayride, and Kelly brought all the mics. Kelly is our producer. And we went to the haunted hayride, and he recorded all kinds of spooky sounds. A small business here. Well, I mean, they seem big to me, but it was a blast. And I hate haunted attractions, but we made it. We made it, and we recorded it. It's
Nice.
It's on an episode.
Okay.
So yeah, we've done it once or twice.
So let's take a look at that. So you have Kelly, the two of you. Anybody else involved in the production of the podcast?
Nope, can't afford it.
Okay. So what does it look like for the three of you in terms of putting together an episode?
Well, Kelly's definitely he's technically our producer, and then Beth's cat. I'm lying. Beth's cat is the
Executive
producer. But Kelly really has all the know-how for the equipment and the streaming and all the stuff that I don't want to think about. Kelly just loves, and he makes us sound wonderful. He does the edit. So Beth and I show up, beautiful, talented, full of funny stories. We sit down in Beth's Red Room studio.
at my house. in
Okay,
Geneva.
so the
Beth's studio's
at your house.
house.
Nice.
Yep. And Kelly makes it sound like a very sophisticated studio. We record the stories, we record the episodes. We'll usually both listen through.
Sometimes we'll both listen through.
What do you mean, Beth? Beth always listens to every episode and edits them really, really well, along with Kelly.
Okay.
And I trust them so much.
Marilla will come in and be like, yeah, you guys missed this. So she does the final listen. And then
Yeah.
Kelly puts it all together and pops it up for us.
Okay.
There it is. Yeah.
All told, what do you think would be the average amount of time from the recording of an episode, the edit, the mix down?
Oh, how many hours are in that?
Yeah, roughly.
Per episode?
Yeah.
That's tough because, I mean, I'm sure you guys experience the same thing. Some episodes are much easier to produce than others.
Oh, yeah.
So, if I'm coughing and snorting the whole time, it takes a lot longer to clean that up. Or if you have a guest that's brought in their iced coffee and they're shaking their ice, like they're nervous shaking their ice, that takes a little longer.
For us, say we sit around, we might record or just gab for 2 hours.
Wow.
And then
It gets condensed.
it gets condensed down to usually about an hour per episode.
Okay.
And Kelly's process, I think, takes longer or shorter, depending on all the things that Marilla just said. And we drop an episode every 2 weeks, and only during certain times of the year when we're not overwhelmed with retail concerns.
And do you record them all in advance, or are they sort of happening as you move along through a season?
It happens
depends,
differently. There are times when we're recording 2 months out, and then there's times that we're recording and the episode is going to drop that next
right
week.
down to the wire.
Yeah.
Okay.
It depends. And sometimes we'll be 2 months out and then we'll record an episode and just decide, okay, we have to bump this one up. This one's too relevant or too
now.
current or too, like, we have to do that. So then it switches everything on its head, and that might take a little more time. I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 hours per episode if you really condensed it all.
I think Kelly might. I don't want to speak for him. He's not here today, but
Oh, sorry, Kelly. Too
Yeah.
bad for Kelly Walker. We didn't invite him.
And I love the fact that that's the ending of every one of your episodes.
Yep.
but it's an interesting process. Yeah. And there have been a couple episodes we just scrapped.
Yes, some dead episodes. How about you guys? Any dead?
I don't think we have.
Oh, all right, fine.
No,
Okay.
strangely enough.
Never mind. We never
This
scrap
could be the
episodes.
first one. I hope this isn't the first.
This will not get scrapped. I'm just trying-
Boring.
I would say this is definitely like up there on the level for most amount of laughter in
Definitely.
any given episode.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's one complaint we get about TYFU.
Too much laughter? Really?
Too much laughter,
giggling.
too much mirth.
Okay.
Yes, and you know who has made that complaint? My grandmother.
Wow, she doesn't like that happiness, huh?
Nope, too much of that.
You girls are too giggly.
Too giggly. But you know what? You got to do it.
Yeah.
The only reason I think that we do it at the end of the day is because it's fun for us.
Yeah.
You know, it's really, and Marilla cracks me up, you know.
We really like to crack up on our podcast.
So how did Kelly get involved? So you guys had this conversation about, hey, we should do a podcast. And then
Oh, well, we roped Kelly in because Beth and I were like, we should do a podcast. This is such a good idea. We have so many funny stories. No idea how to make that happen. And there's one man in Geneva who has all that know-how, and he has been on the radio since
The dawn of time.
the dawn of time. And he's followed podcasting since the dawn of podcasting. And he happens to live right around the corner from Beth. And so that's when I tapped Kelly on the shoulder and
Yeah,
I said,
at that
hey,
time he was morning edition host at WEOS in Geneva, so he's a radio guy.
he's a radio guy and knows the ropes. So I knew that it would be smart to at least talk to him and say, hey, what do you think? What would we need to do? Would you be interested? Or what would we need to do? And from a podcasting perspective, do you think this has legs? Because we've all been there. Everybody says they should have a podcast, but sometimes you need somebody to say, no, you shouldn't. You need to just have a talk with your friends. And so asked him what he thought, pitched it to him, see what he thought. And by the end of that meeting, he was interested and wanted to, he has all the equipment and he wanted to be on board and produce it, which was great because Beth and I both have our own businesses. Not that Kelly isn't busy, but his business is involving microphones and recording every day. And it is not what Beth and I do. So really, really fortunate that he was interested enough to pick that up and take care of the back end in that department. So that's how he got roped in.
And is his work voluntary or are you paying him? Sorry, that's a really personal question.
We pay Kelly so much money, actually. No. Sorry. Seven figures.
Okay.
Seven figures that guy gets.
Figures.
Yeah.
We'd like to pay him, but
Every
he won't
week.
let us.
It's true.
So
Wow.
It's
nice
true.
guy.
He is, again, too bad for Kelly. He is so nice. We hope to get to a point where we can force him to take some compensation, but he's been very gracious with his time, and
Nice.
we're very thankful for that.
Awesome.
We're hoping to get paid at some point.
Yeah, how
doing
about
the
you guys?
podcast.
What do you guys get paid?
Nothing. We do this for
Nadia Comaneci.
Yep.
Nothing.
this is so much
okay.
joy for us.
Yeah.
It actually
is
is true.
fun.
Oh yeah, totally,
Yeah,
totally.
I love it. My other question was, so your episodes are mostly the two of you having a conversation, essentially, right? Do you
Many are.
have? Yeah. How often do you have someone come in? A guest, I should say. How often do you have a guest?
What a great way to simplify that. I love that. What do you think, Beth? Maybe every 3 episodes?
that feels right. Maybe every 3 or 4 episodes we'll have somebody join us.
And how do you decide on who's going to join?
Oh, it really, the death episode, not to keep harping on that.
Your fave. Your fave.
We invited the young man.
Young person, what are you, 107?
Let me rephrase that. We invited the guy who
There you go. That
We
sounds
invited
cool.
the guy who suggested it to us. And he was a
John.
great guest. Hello, John. Thank you for that suggestion. But yeah, I mean, if somebody feels really passionately about a topic, we will invite them right on board to talk about it with us.
Yeah.
I think one that comes to mind is the shoplifting episode when we invited our
yes.
business neighbor across the street, Yvette at Earthly Possessions.
This woman has no fear.
Yeah, and
No
she had
fear.
some shoplifting stories that I was already aware of, so we invited her on for her particular kind of colorful
Right.
rendition.
She didn't suggest that topic, but you were aware of her experiences, so you tapped her on the shoulder. So sometimes it's a tapping on the shoulder, and sometimes I'm always encouraging business owners that I know who love the podcast, give me your pet peeves, let me know what your topics you want to hear, and then maybe you can come and talk about that.
For our bad reviews episode,
Yeah.
we invited someone who specifically responds pretty aggressively when he
When he gets a bad review.
he goes after
Oh, he goes in.
the reviewer. And that's so different to the way that I might respond to that situation.
But it ended up being such
Yeah.
an interesting episode because he's so aggressive, and he can be so aggressive in the way he responds to these bad reviews. But when he got into the studio and we started talking about his experience with these reviews, good and bad, it actually turned into a really introspective
Really
episode.
nice episode, I thought.
Yeah, very sensitive man. So it depends. I think it depends on the topic. Sometimes we'll try to source from the community, and sometimes it's someone that has suggested something that is driving them crazy, or it's near and dear to their heart, and we pull them in.
And we have one guest in common, which is
Oh, yeah.
Mama.
Oh, you had Michael George.
Michael George.
on.
Yeah, I always call him Mama. Yeah,
Mama,
yeah.
Yes. Yes, my old cousin and pal.
Cousin?
Yeah.
No. Really?
This is a small city, small town. Yep.
Oh, that's
Yep,
amazing.
yep.
You know, I remember, we talked about this before we started recording, but you are a member of the Lipker sisters. Mm-hmm. And I remember when the time that I saw you perform at Hipasquabi, that next day I happened to go down to Area Records and Music. Oh. And one of your sisters was there, and she talked me into buying, I think it was the Fleet Foxes album.
Oh my God, it would have been Lizzie.
Okay.
Would have been Lizzie. Had to
Yeah.
be. That's weird. We kind of stalk you, Chris, okay?
Strangely enough, it all comes back around. Or me, you,
Again,
I don't know which.
Small town.
Small town. Wow, you're related to Mama. Amazing.
Yeah, don't ask me how, but it's a whole Italian Syrian community. Like, it's a lot.
Gotcha.
It's another episode.
All right.
Oh, I'm looking at you. You know, we've gone into so many negatives. Should we spin some positive? Like what?
We got into some positives.
We did,
here.
didn't we?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Some people poop in the toilet.
That's right. Some people make it where it needs to go.
Right. Okay. Let's see. I feel like, we covered that. What I found was funny. Remember, we were like, okay, how do we get off of this poop?
And now you're
topic.
bringing it back.
I'm
around
bringing
again.
it back.
See,
We're bringing
it's
it
your
back.
fault.
So if we edit it out, it's going to be that much more of a nightmare.
Right.
Let's sprinkle a few more poop references in.
So I was looking at one of these questions, and what's the most unexpected challenge you've faced as a small business owner? That was one of the questions. I was like, no, I can't ask that because we were just talking about this. And then how do you handle difficult customer interactions?
Already off.
Reviews,
Yep.
Right.
Cross
we
it
already
out.
did
Strike
it.
through.
We love it. We love an organic check mark through the list.
Yeah.
Well, one of your questions was about I'll be paraphrasing, but about what episode resonated with customers or resonated with listeners.
Sure.
And that reminded me of a positive. We did an episode on gifts from customers when customers shower us with random things.
Yes.
Which just shows their care and generosity towards us, which we're, of course, grateful for. But that happens to be a wildly downloaded episode for us.
It's true.
like
People love that.
we get hundreds of episodes.
Of downloads, yeah.
I think
that
a month
one.
on that one.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
About customers bringing gifts into you.
Right. So
Interesting.
you want it to be a fresh baked pie, and you want it to be a thoughtful little
Sometimes
card.
it is, Marilla.
Maybe it's
Sometimes
a bottle
it is.
of wine.
Yes.
Bethany's like, stay on the positive.
Those things have all been received.
Cupcakes, birthday presents.
But instead, it's
But sometimes it's a bag of, sometimes it's a Ziploc bag of gummy bears that are warm from someone's pocket. Sometimes it's a cursed piece of glass.
Yes.
Sometimes it is a poem about you as a shopkeeper.
Wow.
It just
That
depends.
came
There's
from
another wow
someone's
for you.
heart.
It came from someone's heart.
Someone worked hard on that
And
poem for you.
they did, and there's beauty in that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Colleen,
that episode is
no poems. Don't write poems after you do this.
I'll be working on those tonight.
Okay, very
tonight
good.
in my journal. Yeah, so that episode really, really seems to resonate, or at least pique people's curiosity continually. Could be because the title is "These Items Are Cursed." That's a little juicy, but that's a fun episode. Odd, but fun.
Who's your biggest fan?
Ooh, we have an anonymous sponsor who's a really big fan, and we keep that person anonymous, but they have been very supportive.
Supportive in what way? Like you said, monetarily, but
Listening to every episode,
Listening,
suggesting feedback, suggesting some really good topics,
Spreading the word.
spreading the word.
Yeah.
really big network this person has, and they've been really wonderful about spreading the word about how much they love it.
We got fan mail. Let's talk about Kat.
Yeah, we did.
I'm so glad you get fan mail. We haven't gotten a single piece of fan mail yet.
We've
We've gotten one.
Yes.
Wait, we have?
Yeah, that's how we ended up with Seamus.
Oh, right.
He reached out to us.
Sorry, Colleen. It wasn't for you. No.
It really wasn't about you, Colleen, but,
Colleen, no one's in love with you yet.
Yet.
And a poem.
Yeah,
Watch out.
Just you wait. A poem and some gummy bears might be coming your way.
preferably warm.
Preferably warm.
Delivered direct to you.
Yes. So we got fan mail. I think that was
from a bakery in Memphis, Tennessee. That was really cute.
Oh, that's wild.
It was so far away.
Yeah, this is interesting, I think, about TYFU. I mean, it is very local. It's very Finger Lakes specific in many ways. But we get small business owners from all over the country, really.
We have some from around the world that have reached out, like in England and
I don't know. Ireland. You had somebody from Ireland, I think, too.
Ireland, Australia. A few coffee shops in Australia really like what we do.
That's great.
But that's the fun thing about podcasting, right?
Yes.
Like you guys.
There was
too.
one night a few months back where between 9 p.m. and 6 a.m. we had 120 downloads overnight across multiple episodes over like 40 countries across the world.
How does that happen?
I know. And I was like, hey, whoever you are in Singapore or wherever in Perth, thank you.
Thank you. I hope you liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the fun thing about podcasting and a very positive thing about it.
I think, I mean, when you guys do pretty much local, at least all the episodes I've heard are all Finger Lakes based, and that is your goal and mission, right? But the people that you interview are people that anybody could relate to, no matter where they are in the country or the world. And I think that's true about TYFU as well. It is pretty local, but I think anybody who's ever worked, facing a customer behind a counter of any kind could relate to some of our stories.
Yeah.
Yes. And they do. Sometimes on our social media accounts, we'll share a story and people will get yapping about it. And sometimes it's interesting because someone will be like, well, what does this mean? I'm from such and such a place. And somebody in the comments is like, oh, well, in America, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, what?
Yeah. It's the pennies. We were talking about pennies.
We were talking about pennies.
All these people from all these other countries were advising us just to get rid of them.
Get rid of pennies.
Well, there we go. Look at us now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so connecting. I mean, having a small business can be so isolating, but having a podcast can be so connecting, as you guys have found and you guys do with each episode. So that's been it's been a very positive part of this journey.
There we go.
See? It's not all weirdos.
I had a question pop in my head and it completely went away. I'm so disappointed.
Oh.
So what's next for your podcast? What do you think?
Well, Marilla's going to be tied up pretty soon with some new employees.
Some new staff. Yes. I am getting ready to have twins, and so we're going to take a little bit of a break. But I think we actually may log some episodes before that. Who knows? If we're really crazy.
When are these new employees coming?
March.
Okay.
Wow.
You
right
hear that,
around
girls?
the corner.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, right around the corner. So we're gonna kind of find our flow for that. But then we're planning season 4. We're rolling into our next season.
Any guests that you know of that are potential?
Yeah, we do have a couple ideas, and we can't talk about them yet because they're not confirmed and put on the calendar yet.
Yep.
You guys know how that is.
Sure.
Or maybe we should, Beth, and then just pressure them into it.
There you go.
We already announced it.
So you have to do it. Yeah.
You have to do it now. Yeah, we have some topics that are on our list and some guests to go with them.
On our closing episode, on the Christmas special, we talked about doing one on crime in business.
Yes.
And we did shoplifting, but there's all sorts of other kinds of crimes that happen. So
Yes, there is.
Yes, so
Really?
true crime meets TYFU.
Ooh, true crime, like murders?
In the
Nobody has
shop.
to die.
Oh, see, I don't listen
We
to
did
true
the death
crime. I thought it was
episode.
just murders. Yeah, so we've got that on the list. We've got, we probably have, through the years that we've been doing this, we've also found that some topics probably could stand a revisit, a couple years down the road. I hate to say it, but we might get shoplifted by another person. Or there's been a couple topics that we've thought, we have a different perspective on that now.
We did an episode, Nepo Baby, where we had my kid on, and also we had Rachel from Staving Artists and Penny Ann on to talk about parenting and business. And I think now that you're about to have some babies,
Put me in the hot seat.
it might be interesting to revisit the topic now that you'll have a different
the twins,
perspective on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be.
Yeah, so I think we maybe could touch our toes into revisiting some of these topics this year also.
So if people are looking for you, they can find you. What podcast platforms are you located on?
Well, all of them. I mean,
That's a no.
Shopify and
Not Shopify, Spotify.
Shopify. That's how we run the businesses is Shopify. But how we run the podcast is Spotify and
Spotify.
other platforms.
Apple.
Yeah.
Podbean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on all the major platforms.
All
Or our
audio.
website, actually. We have a website, tyfupod.com.
Okay.
And all the episodes can be streamed there.
Okay.
And you can link to the shops there, too. If you're curious about Marilla's store or
What we
mine,
do.
you can link to them there.
Which, might I add, is basically the shop local of listening to podcasts, is going to the podcast website and listening to the episodes from our website.
Yeah.
Nice.
If you don't want to go through Shopify.
Who's designing or handles all the website end of things?
Well, when we say handle, it's pretty loose. I mean, it's just a basic platform, but I do most of the website stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. My friend Kyle does all the graphics for it.
Okay.
We've shouted him out on a couple episodes.
And any social media presence?
Yes. So we are on Instagram. We are on Facebook. You can always DM us on those platforms with your topic ideas, with your comments. You can leave us a comment on. We post about every episode. But you can also find us on Threads. We've actually found the best community, the most interactive community for what we're doing is on Threads, and we have some really fun conversations. So if you're on Threads, find us on Threads. It's TYFU Pod across all the platforms.
Okay.
Did we say that TYFU stands for Thank You for Understanding?
I don't know that we did.
Yes. The
It's true.
podcast is actually called Thank You for Understanding, and we abbreviate it TYFU for a little wink wink there.
I love the beginning. Somebody sings, or is it you? that sings
that's me. It's
I love
layers
that.
of me.
It's all it's
Yes.
it's you
Yes.
harmonizing with yourself. Oh, that's
Yep.
great.
Couldn't get my sisters in on that.
It's very fun.
Thank you.
The very beginning, yeah.
If I were to clip that, can we add that as a piece
sure.
at this point in the podcast?
Sure.
Chat about the biz, it is the way it is. Thank you for understanding.
Okay, so I'll add that in there.
If you get
then.
millions of downloads, kick me $5.
Okay, you got it. I'll buy you a cup of coffee.
Sounds great.
I'll write you a poem.
I'll meet you at Gimme.
I'll write you a poem. And how did you come up with the name?
Beth, how did we?
It was kind of a process, but when we landed on, we knocked some things around, but when we landed on Thank You for Understanding, it felt right. And especially when we came up with the abbreviation, it felt even more right. But the reason that it resonates so much with us is because we say it all day, every day, whenever anything goes south. In the business,
Yeah, true.
we have to open 10 minutes late. Thank you for understanding. We're out of stock on that item. Thank you for understanding. And it just feels right because what we're talking about is problems or issues or failures, for lack of a better word. And also, we're asking the listening audience to understand where we're coming from and what it's like to work behind a counter. And we're also connecting with other people who already understand because they have worked or do work behind the counter. So it just felt really like the correct name.
Yeah. Yeah. From a mushy gushy standpoint and from it's like almost like it's comforting that there's people out there that are understanding, but also the phrase, thank you for understanding, is almost triggering because as a shopkeeper, you feel like, oh boy, I know when I'm putting that at the end of an email, I have royally messed something up and I'm just going to set it up for success. And so, yeah, when we came upon that, and then when the abbreviation means different things to different people, depending on the day.
Yeah.
So TYFU depends on what kind of headspace you're in.
The first time I heard it, I did not think that would be what the acronym stood for.
Right.
The FU immediately
Right.
went someplace else in my brain.
It really jumps out. And I think
Exactly.
that is it's a polite outlet for us too, because sometimes you need that TYFU. But you can't really say that professionally behind the counter, but you can in the abbreviation of our podcast.
Right. I also thought maybe it was between the two of you, and thank you for understanding, because that's kind of how you guys came
Yeah,
together.
that makes me want to write you a poem, Marilla.
Oh, I'll give you some gummy bears after.
I got to have them sit in my pocket for a little while.
Yeah. Yep. I think it's true. I think it is. It all came from that in the beginning, is being able to understand where each other is coming from. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because we often have the exact same take on something. But when we don't, it's interesting, I think, to learn and grow from each other.
for sure, for sure, the perspective that we are able to lend just from personality differences has made me a better business owner. And that's something that I hope that our community and listeners can draw from as well. And that you don't have to be one kind of person to be a small business owner, which our guests have done a good job of illustrating too. Wow.
Nice.
That's where we put the wow.
Yeah.
I got you, Colleen.
Appreciate
So
you.
could I ask you guys, you have ambitions of making your own
yeah.
podcast a business? Or do you see it as staying in hobby land? Or what are your own goals?
So
So I said to Chris, when are we going to make money off of this thing?
I was just going to say that I was at physical therapy, and she happened to be driving right by, and that's the first thing she did. She rolled down her window, and that's what she said.
Yeah.
And I thought,
I like the heckling from the street.
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
We would like to. Been thinking about monetizing. I feel uncomfortable about that
Yeah.
simply because I like it being free. I like it not having ads. And I've thought about the idea of maybe going the Patreon route, but I also know that if we do that, then people are going to donate money to help support us. And then we're trying our best to, just get 10 episodes out a season at this point, and it's challenging enough to do that. So I feel like we would need to produce more episodes to make sure that those subscribers who are helping us monetarily get those extra bonus pieces.
Yes.
So yeah, it's kind of in the works and not sure. Are you monetized? You're not, right? Or you are?
In the sense of like a platform such as Shopify, platforms such as Spotify picking us up and running their own ads on us.
Yep.
No. But we have experimented. We have experimented with sponsors this season. We have had a lot of small businesses express interest in wanting to have some ad space throughout the episodes. And so we've kind of gone that route with ours, and we've been very grateful for the enthusiasm, especially for the hyper local businesses that have advertised with us, because we do have a lot of hyper local ears that are very interested in supporting small businesses. So I hope that that's been helpful, but that's the extent that we've monetized at this point, and we'll probably continue exploring that route.
Yeah, but it still doesn't really pay the bills.
No.
So You have to, I think, at a certain point, think about when you want to turn your art or your love or your passion into something that makes you money.
Yeah.
And then that always changes it. And for anybody out there thinking about starting any small business, whether it's a cookie shop or a pet grooming service, it changes when you start having to earn from it. So it's tough.
I think I would love to just be able to cover the costs of the hosting. And we've done a few episodes remotely over Riverside FM, so I'd love to be able to cover the cost of that.
Right.
And also, I am potentially retiring in 2 years, which is hard to believe.
Crazy.
And so that's kind of another thing where I'm thinking about leading up to that time, turning this into something that does generate a little bit of income.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's too unrealistic to dream of maybe paying us for our time, all of us here in this room.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
somebody pay us.
I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
Somebody. I don't think that's reaching, that's too pie in the sky. I hope that for all of us.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It does take a lot to put these things together.
It sure
And
does.
I think
It's a
people
few
don't-
hours.
Yeah. As you've said, 5 hours per episode.
Yeah.
I don't know where we're at time-wise. I should time it from beginning to end sometime and see where we're at.
That's
should,
what's
yeah.
tricky about it. It's like
Yeah.
you can piece it along.
I think it's actually more.
You think it might be more?
I do, but I try not to track it because I don't want to get too depressed.
I know that even
Keeping it
after I
light.
finish an episode, I've got a folder that says ready for post, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
where they go. But I know and I've listened to every single one of them before they go out, at least numerous times through the edit. And then
Right.
again when it's done, and I know I'm going to listen one more time before I post it. So that in itself
in
is
itself. That's
45
right.
minutes
That's
to
the
an hour and
thing.
15 minutes. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And Colleen, you're not even listening to any of them before they go out. We're going to start having listening parties. You'd be like, I can't listen to
You
myself.
and Marilla.
I don't listen either, Colleen. You know what? That's not in my stars.
Yeah. Right. Well, wait till you have the twins.
Yeah,
You're not
right.
gonna
I
have
won't
time
e-
for any of that.
That's right.
Yeah.
I will staunchly continue my stance on not listening to any podcasts, including my own. No offense, guys.
Totally understand. There are times where I hear myself and I go, oh, jeez.
It's just, it's not, again, it's none of my business.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to listen.
I did listen to some of your podcast, for
did?
the record. I did.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Want to talk about it?
Nope. No.
Very good.
I did.
Put you right on the
I
spot.
listened
No, you-
to the episode about the filmmaker.
Oh, Jeff Palmer.
Yes.
Jeffrey. Yeah,
I
yeah.
did, listened to that one.
Nice.
Very interesting.
I just listened to your found object artist.
Okay, Beth. This is about me.
Yeah.
She's great.
I'm sorry. I thought you went through all your material. That one
All right,
episode.
let it rip.
Yeah, she was really interesting to listen to.
Yeah.
What a
Yes.
backstory.
Oh,
Yes, I know. That's the thing. You know, you
I was thinking she should write a book just about her. Yeah.
absolutely. That's the fun part. You know, getting to know the people who come in. For me, at least. Yeah.
Sometimes I'm amazed at where it goes, and I think, wow, you just told us a lot. Like,
Yeah,
I
it was
know
crazy.
some really intense stuff about you now. And it's sometimes people really, I don't know, they kind of bare their soul in a way, and the room, the feeling in the room really changes. And I really love those
Well, you got
moments.
the low lighting.
Yeah, yeah.
You got the comfy chairs.
Oh, yeah.
You got a lava
got
lamp.
yeah.
Got a lava lamp.
So it's like the therapist's office in here a little bit.
We should start putting couches in here.
Yes. I like it. All right. Well, we have a couple of questions that we ask at the end. So you've listened to episodes. So the first question is, if
That's right.
yes,
But I didn't prepare for these.
good.
It's okay. You got to do it on the
I-
fly.
That's what I like. If you could have done something different, what would it be? So along the journey of either your, building your place, your store, or the podcast.
Or anything else in your life.
That's anything else in your life.
Anything you might regret ever.
The whole journey, getting yourself right here in these chairs right here. But is there anything that you think back and you're like, oh, I wish I had done this differently?
There's one thing about the store that comes to mind for me, and that is that in the early days of Stomping Grounds, I spent a lot of time trying to anticipate what I thought customers would like. And the store didn't truly start to become successful until I started filling it with things that I liked. Because there are many stores in the world existing already for people with other likes. But there was not a store that was like uniquely mine with my tastes and my aesthetic and my values. And I found that when I started infusing the store with things that reflected me, my customers found me, or the store's customers found it, like kind of magneted together in a way. The store became much more successful when I just started, I think, becoming more passionate about what was in it and what it represented. Mm-hmm. So I would say anybody who's starting out, just like really find your niche and really hone into your own personal identity and then just go for it. And don't worry about
trust
it.
that.
Trust it. Mm-hmm.
Trust that, because it's either going to hit or it's not. But if it doesn't reflect you also, it can suck the life out of you.
Oh, it sure can. And you don't want to be like a medium restaurant, a medium boutique. You want to throw your whole self and purpose into it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay. Well, you're welcome.
to make it worth it, you're saying.
To keep your passion alive, as Marilla kind of articulated better than I did. And also to find the people, or have the people find you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to find your tribe,
Exactly.
To really figure out what, those people that resonate with what you are the ones that are going to be your most loyal customers, your regulars, your again and again purchases, because they like you and they like what you like.
And the vibe of the business resonates with them. So they become loyal and committed to it, and you can become loyal and committed to them.
And you can never be all things to all people.
That's right.
So you might as well.
Is that a symbiotic relationship?
Yeah.
Okay. Like you guys, feel free to edit me, but with your podcast, like you're passionate about the Finger Lakes and you're passionate about artists in the Finger Lakes, and you don't want to do another kind of podcast, right? And so your listeners will find you. Your tribe will come to you, and you don't need everyone in the world to listen to you. You just need your people, your really loyal people.
Yeah.
Okay. That was a long answer.
I like it.
Bring it on. Bring it on, Bethany.
I love it. I love it.
All right.
I get teary at least once an episode, and you got me.
Good.
So there you go.
Oh my God. We're crying up in here. I have no regrets. No.
There you go. Wow. And the episode is over.
And the end. My business is pretty young, so there are some things that I very practical things that I could change right now, but I'm still such a baby in my small business journey. I very much feel like I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I would have done a trademark check for my original name for my business. We had to change our name.
What was the original name?
Can I say? I don't even know if I can say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll say it off air.
It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't anything that was identical to anyone else.
But somebody else had a trademark on it.
Somebody else tried, and so we went through a big process that we've talked about on our podcast a few times. That was a really big challenge for a very baby small business owner, and I think that was just a lesson learned that I try to share with some other folks. But yeah, I'm in the beginning stages, so we'll see what massive regrets I can uncover.
It doesn't have to be massive.
Yeah. So right now it's more practical. It's,
there's nothing that you would have done differently.
Right now, I feel like the only thing that I might wish that I could have done differently is if I had more resources. I was such a baby when we started, and my young young 20s, we've really had very little resources. Like there wasn't any fancy branding. There wasn't any fancy. We presented well as a store, but without a ton of resources, you tend to feel like, oh my gosh, there's always somebody who looks better, is doing it cooler, has all the things you dream of. And you can't do that yet. But on the flip side of that, so you wish for more resources in that sense. But on the flip side of that, I think that not having a lot of resources when we first started was integral in our success and still being here 7 years later, because you have to be
make
scrappy. You have
smart decisions.
Yeah, you got to be scrappy.
Yeah.
And you got to say, okay, wait, having our brand on everything isn't what makes people come in our door. Connecting with people is what does that. And reflecting your dream and your passion is what does that. So I would say, just kind of keeping eyes open and never feeling like you've got it all figured out. Maybe that's why I don't feel like I have a ton of regrets, because it's like, well, I don't feel like I've ever really had it all figured out. I'm just still in the learning stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then what's one thing that you are very glad that you did? Like, wow, that really worked out well. I'm so glad I did it this way.
I think for me, trusting my gut to go for this idea of a plastic-free shop, this idea that really at the time only existed on the West Coast to the extent that we do it. This idea really only existed on the West Coast and in other countries in Europe. And there were a lot of people, especially living in a rural area, there were a lot of people, including the banks, talking about resources that were like, there's no way. Cute, but there's no way. Like, we live in the middle of like landfill central, unfortunately, which is part of why we do what we do. But you have a lot of people who were like, well, that's cute. And I think trusting our gut to go for it and say, no, this will work, and people do care about this, was so important. And I'm so thankful that we did that, because turns out people from across the state resonate with it. And now 7 years later, there's hundreds of more refill shops throughout the country. We've seen that space bloom. And so, yeah, I'm really, really thankful to be one of the first in this area, even on the coast, to have just been able to go for it and still be here.
All right. Bethany?
I don't know if this is exactly the angle of the question, but as Marilla was talking, I was remembering some burnout I had before the pandemic. Really wondering if I had the stamina. If I had the stamina for the store anymore, and I wasn't feeling very warm and fuzzy about it. So I was at a point where I was thinking I probably should just let it go and do something that I actually could make a living at. Mm-hmm. And I even suggested to Marilla that she might want to buy my building. At one point, wow. I was just really burnt out. And then the pandemic hit, and long story short, got a whole new lease on life and a whole new renewal of energy and vision for the store. And I'm really glad that I didn't let it go. I'm really glad that I didn't give up, and I just stuck with it. So I'm glad that played out the way it did. I never expected to say that I would be grateful for the pandemic, but it did change my perspective in a number of ways. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right.
I love that. I love the way the whole episode changed as soon as you started asking those two questions. Like, the room shifted.
We get a little bit more circumspect and philosophical.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Wow.
Yeah. Thank you both so much for traveling down here. I've just been
thanks for having us.
Really excited to have you on the show. You are I guess we had 3 podcast hosts on this season. So, yeah.
The trifecta.
Yeah.
Love that. Love that.
Should we form a Finger Lakes union of podcasters?
There we go.
We get
No.
paid if we do.
We small business owners do not need another meeting to go to.
Okay.
But in our hearts, we can have a union
There you go.
We will feel it all right here.
right here.
Thank you for having us.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely.
Fun.
Thanks for listening to the FLX Flow podcast. Please share with your friends and family and take a moment to like, subscribe, rate, and review the show. We greatly appreciate your support.
We chat about the biz, it is the way it is. Thank you for understanding.
We sincerely thank you for understanding. Please visit us at tyfupod.com to learn more about the show, share prompt ideas, or tell us about your own small business experiences. We may include your story in a future episode. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube at tyfupod or at tyfupod.com. Our theme music was composed by Marilla Gonzalez. The show is produced by Kelly Walker. Too bad for Kelly Walker.